Welcome back to John and Kelly's Adventures. So what I was hoping was going to happen, it didn't happen. I was waiting on my ladder racks so we could put the solar panels up and put the awning on. But waiting on Amazon, so they're not here yet. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to run my electrical for the solar, and I'm going to run back in there. You can't see it right now, but I'm going to run the fuel line through the wall for the that thing, the diesel heater. It's going to sit over here, and I'm going to run the electrical for the 20 or the 12 volt one, the 12 volt little box I have up there on the wall. So we have this little guy. It's a 12 volt fuse box. Comes with a bag of fuses, and it was passed by quality control. Some stickers, dune light, I guess that's a fog light, I don't know. And some fuses, and it easily comes apart. And we're gonna be hooking this up. Our positive or negative. I bought a bus bar to hook up most of this with. So that's right there. I'll put this back in the bag for loose stuff. Yeah. Then we have some connectors. I have a bunch of these. So I was looking for some electrical wiring to run for my 12 volt. This is 16 to 18 gauge. It's perfect for what I'm going to do. It's a wiring harness for a trailer. And the wires are all together. Well, I need to run 4 wires up there, actually 3. And a couple over this way for some lights and stuff. So this puts it all together. Makes it real simple to run. And we have 175 amp fuse, an extension cord to go over to the refrigerator. Here we have a box. This is the cable entry guard for the solar system to go on the roof. I'll drill the holes and bring the solar cable wires through. Screws. Oh boy. Drill some more holes in the roof. I won't put screws in it. I'm going to use butyl tape around it, that's for sure. Had enough problems with leaks. Alright, so now, and the next item, up for bid, is a bag of goodies. This, of course, is cable for my battery. This is 4 gauge. And it should be more than enough to handle what I'm doing but really the only thing running is the refrigerator is going to run off the inverter. That's 120 volts. We got 12 volt for the cigarette lighter plugs up front. That's going to run a cooler and USB ports and 1 or 2 little lights. My wife's got a Ninja Foodie, but we already got that set up with a plug in the back for, we're going to run that. When we run that, we'll run the generator. So that'll take care of that. So we really don't have that much of a draw on this system, but I can add to it. So that's a little bag of goodies. Then we have, I'm sure there's a smaller one around, but I got a gigantic box. Yeehaw. This is for the 110 coming in off the generator. I have a 6,500 watt generator. It's going to be in the trailer. And I have 30 amp cable so I can plug into shore power or plug into the generator. This has only got 2 breakers, which is all we really need. So that's going to come in to play. You may give me an engineering degree to put the box back together. Anyway, there's that. Then we have this little critter. This I believe, is the battery charger. That's going to power off the generator when we're not using solar. This will power off the generator to charge the batteries. Automatic, shuts itself on and off. It will, so it doesn't overcharge. It's got 4 little connectors, 3 positive, 1 negative, so I can cook up to three batteries, I suppose. Probably help to read the directions. And then on 1, on 2. So that comes into play. And then we have Eastwood, not Clint, but got this through Eastwood Products. They're not a sponsor because I don't have enough subscribers to have a sponsor. But this is our inverter. 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter. It'll peak at 4,000, continuous 2,000, which I don't ever see us using, but can come in handy. As you can see, show you the box, and that's what it's all about there. And then we have 2 batteries down here in the bottom. These are sealed lead acid batteries from Renogy, 100 amp hours, both brand new, and 400 watts of solar. And then we went and picked up these lights because when we did the trailer, I didn't have a freaking clue what we were doing, and I still don't. But we got these little lights that stick up because I had no idea where I was putting anything, had no idea where I was going to put electrical. So, you know, I didn't run any wiring through the ceiling, didn't run any wiring through the walls. I just basically had no clue. Kind of still don't either. But anyway, I'm going to put all this together. Over here, oh, change the shelf. So, in the bottom down here, let me take the camera off the stand for a second. Down here in this wall back here, that's there, we're going to put a piece of wood over that. But first I'm going to run the fuel line through there and electrical wiring. And then that's where I'm going to mount the inverter. And probably the charger. And over here, the 110, 120 box. And the 12 volt, 12 volt fuse box. So right now I get to cut a couple pieces of wood and put them in, and then we'll bring you back in. Okay, so what we've done is I've run the fuel line and power, 2 different holes of course. Power's going up around there, going to go up front. Fuel's going to come over here where the tank's going to sit. And if I don't clean that up, we'll never hear the end of it. But, yeah, pretty much that's what's going on. So we're going to cut the piece of wood for the back there. I'm probably only going to bring it over to maybe somewhere in here to allow for like right in here. Number one, it's a little short, and number two, to allow ventilation. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I may put a piece on the inside and scab it over to where it fits. That's probably going to be my better bet, and that's what I'll do. Okay, okay. You can see we've got most of the components in place. The batteries are probably going to go right in this area right here, come out into the breaker, up to the inverter. I have a bus bar that I'm going to put in here for the ground and ground it to the body, which is welded to the frame, so that's all chassis, might as well be. So we have a battery charger for downtime. Now what I might do there is, instead of putting a plug in here, although a plug would be beneficial for other deals. So I may put the plug right over here and just run the cord over, plug it in, and then it'd be close to the outside if I needed it for something. But yeah, that might be the better way to go. Tell you what, I see you're scratching my head what I was going to do with this, how I was going to make it work. But plenty of ventilation and air around the inverter. The battery's in here, right here. Probably, oh, just right in the center, maybe right in here behind this post. Might be a good place, up against the post. Put a little, I got some styrofoam, 1 inch, no, about 1 inch styrofoam. You see my fingers in your heat. Anyway, I got some styrofoam that comes with packing material. I'll just put it in there. So I went and got hold of some, I guess you call it, yeah, shrink tube. Got some shrink tube for the, yeah, for the plugs and stuff. And somebody get me a 3-year-old to get in here. What the bloody, there we go. So as you can see, different colors, different sizes. Should help out. Shouldn't need too awfully much. Mostly going to be for putting like red and ground to the 12-volt system. But I picked up this little box of goodies that I've been talking to a couple people that have actually tried these. Okay, now I see why you guys have so much trouble with one hand. These are those connectors that have the soldering joint in the middle. And I'm going to give these a try, I really am, when I hook up my 12-volt system. You know, and I'll just, I think they'll melt with a Bic lighter. I hope so. Some people say my brother says use a little torch type thing, so we shall see. And see how it works. Hopefully they'll save me from using a lot of crimps. But other than that, the next thing on the agenda is, unless the headache rack or the ladder racks come in and I can get the solar up on the roof, is to start wiring all this up and into place. I've got to run some 12 volts, or not 12 volt, I'm sorry, 110 up this side for the wife's Ninja Foodie. The 110 on that side, I have a heavy duty gray extension cord. I think it's 8 gauge, as a matter of fact. But I'm just going to plug in and plug it in. And that way we'll be fine. I won't have to have a plug on that side because we really don't have a lot to plug into. I do want to, because the Ninja Foodie plug, when we're not using the Ninja Foodie, we can plug our computers into that to charge. So, and plus we can always plug into the inverter to charge, which just leave me the idea that I'm going to need to run a plug off the inverter for the batteries on the computers. Ta-da! Brain fart. Alrighty, well, thank you anyway, and let me get to figuring out how to wire this thing up. So what we got going on is we're going to mount these wires here into my 12-volt system. Yeah, okay. This could be interesting. There we go. Let's see. Phillips screwdriver. Bust these loose. They all seem to be in good shape. Should have got a shorter screwdriver, but it'll be okay for now. So what we're going to do is run this up. Negative, come in there. Positive, go up there. So we cut it both about right there. Okay, need to go get a pair of serious wire cutters. Be right back. Okay, got a good pair, decent pair of cutters now. Yeehaw. Learn how to use them, we'll be alright. Okay, just split these back a bit. Easier said than done. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm doing. There might be some of you that don't, including myself. But we shall see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I hooked the right up to the ground because it says ground on it. Okay, so we'll strip off a little bit of this wire here. You don't want to strip off too much. Just a little bit will do you. Let's see here. Next, this comes over here and goes up to there and grounds. There. Whee! Okay. A little bit more, John. Alright. Hey, 4. And this one's going to go up and over. It should be. I'm going to trim just a little bit more of that one off. Hey! And away it goes. Alright, so anyway, trim these two off. Okay, give them a little twist. I don't know if you can see what's going on here. Oh yeah. Let me do a little adjustment here. There we go. Alright, what I like to do now is basically find me a 12-year-old, or actually a 2-year-old, to get into this packaging they got and everything anymore. Lord knows I can't do it. Alright, now what we'll do is hook these up. In there, trying to get behind. And that's my ground terminal. And then here's my hot leg. Look at there. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So that's hooked up. Just needs to be fastened to the wall. There. And that's what we're going to be doing all afternoon. So we'll keep you posted on how we proceed. So I couldn't afford the big fancy tool for doing the crimps on these little critters. Actually, it's not that much for the tool, but I made one instead. And since I don't plan on using it forever, I'll just use this. So I want to measure from about there back. Excuse me, about there back. Go around it ever so lightly. This is 6 gauge, so, and this is pretty stout wire. Probably stouter than I needed to get. You see, coming off there just so pretty. Pretty. And this will go on. Wedge it on there a little bit. Okay, now it's going to go in there like this. So I want to make sure I get these right. Do this a little bit of a flattening here. Help it go into that point. Of course, you don't take that into account, but all right, now let's see. You need something to. That's not working. Oh yeah. Just a little bit of a twist. Okay. My chisel's dull, so that's why I'm using it. It's fairly old. What I'm going to do is flatten this a little bit. Okay, maybe I should have bought the tool. Would have been less aggravating. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to be doing it. Put this in the center. I think I need a bigger hammer. The thing is, I don't want to split this. So, looks like I'm going to end up buying a tool. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so I went ahead and fixed it up instead of you know, what am I trying to say here? Instead of being nice to it, went and got a bigger hammer. And instead of doing it at the back of the van, which was really stupid, did it down here. So what I want to do is, that's going to go like that. Make sure I get this one right. There we go. Just like that. Move that back a little bit. There we go. Now we will set her. Come on. We'll do it again. Wait, much that way. And we get a good, tight, solid fit. Ready? Alright, so then we'll take and get up. Well, it's easier said than done. Get that off there. Move this up. Do the heat thing. I do have a butane torch, but I was out of fuel. Wife's on her way to the store to do grocery shopping, so I told her to see if she could pick me up a can. There. Alright, that's on. So now, we'll mount. So as you can see, I've gotten the piece in. It's looked cool. Problem is, I didn't think about it going up over the top. So now I need to make a little bendy adjustment here. Not really sure just what I'm going to do without trying to break something, but hey, you know, it's all part of the learning curve here, I suppose. Alright, when I figured out, I'll get back to you. Okay, so I may not be proficient at solar, but I'm proficient at redoing it and dozens of times till I get it right. So now we got it right. Now I do is get my ground in there and figure out where I'm going to put my bus bar for the ground. But for the most part, we're moving along. So the next one will be the cable from this point here over to the breaker, which is right there. So we'll be going, from that point over. All right. Everything's coming along pretty good. Excuse me. I haven't got the MPT hooked up yet. This is all hooked. Have a bus bar grounding over there that run the ground wire over. Secured it to the chassis here. And the good thing about that is the frame on this is actually welded to the body. It's like a little V channel type thing. It's really weird. This is all got to be wired up yet. Now I've got to put a switch on. Need to run my grounds. Got my batteries in series. And 170 amp breaker. Bus fuse here. 175 there. 175 here. That's a 40 over here. And my 12 volt system is in. I could run the ground. I don't have the I need to get some more eyelets and run the ground up and see how it works, because this one that's hooked up here that has a fuse, 5 amp fuse in it, is the MaxxFan. These three here are that wiring harness for a taillight assembly for a trailer. They go up to the front. Well, I'm going to leave one of those not hooked up to, it's not hooked up to anything, but it is plugged up in there. But I'm not going to have a fuse in it or anything, so it'll be good. It'll be a extra wire that I can add something to up there on the sink side. And then I'm going to run the 120 out of the box here and run that up to the front. That's only going to run when the wife wants to use the Ninja Foodie, because that thing takes a drain. It'll kill these two batteries in a heartbeat. It's 1500 watts just to run it. So when we run that, we'll be running the generator. So that'll be doing there. So alrighty, that's the end of this part of the video and this part of the weekend. So if you see anything in here that I could have done different or might make it a little bit better or could add to it that'll make it, because we're not running very much. The refrigerator is basically the only thing running off the inverter and the batteries. The 12 volt system, we've got a cooler that we're going to keep beverages in. That way we don't lose the refrigerator as far as opening and closing it for beverages and keep our food cold. So, really we don't have a lot running on these for right now, but we can add to it. So if you see anything that looks like it may be different or maybe dangerous or anything, please let me know. I'm all into figuring this out, and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. So please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We'll talk to you later. Don't forget the notification bell. Thank you very much.